This show is presented by the 323 Network. You can watch all your favorite 323 friends and shows on the 323 Network YouTube channel, follow us on all social media platforms at 323read, and support us as we continue to grow at patreon.com/323read. That's 323REID.
Yes, yours is true. This is a big duck.
Yeah, it is. Man, some guys have a luck.
Luck of the duck.
Big black duck.
Big black duck.
There's your caption, luck of the duck. So, Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, so you liked it. I thought it was, like, I was weird in it. Like, I thought it was kind of mid. Like, I thought it was a little bit mid. Like, it was better than, it definitely was a lot better than Snow White. Like,
Which I haven't even bothered to watch.
The girls wanted to watch that the other day. I said, fuck you, we're not watching that.
It's rough. It's really
I
bad.
trump you in this house.
Like, it was this thing, too. I was giving it the benefit of the doubt. I went in with super low expectations. And, like, I got up to Whistle While You Work. And I was like, oh, this is actually... I was like, I've liked this song because I've never seen the original. I was like, I like this. And then it just plateaued hard.
Oh, really?
It went down real bad.
I think everything with Stitch, Lilo, and Nani, like I think they captured the humor of that really well. I don't think there was anything in it that blew my mind or made me go, oh yeah, they were like true to the original movie or better than the original movie, or they definitely nailed this. But like for like a Saturday afternoon, I'm going to go watch a movie based off of a really good one. Like, I had a fun time with it.
I didn't like what they did with Jumba. I didn't like what they did with Jumba or Cobra Bubbles. None of it.
Are we not allowed to talk about spoilers?
No, we can't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I heard they just made Jumba like the bad guy. Or something happened with his character arc.
Yeah, because they didn't even have Gantu in it. He just kind of was the Gantu of the movie.
Oh. Yeah, and I guess Lilo's sister just abandons her at the end of the movie. Says, "Fuck you, I'm going to school."
Yeah.
Have fun in foster care.
I wouldn't have put it that way, but yeah. Yeah, because foster care ended up being the next door neighbor, which the whole movie I was just like, wait, if the neighbor like takes care of her anyways, like why not just do that? It makes so much sense. It would work out for everybody. And then that's what happened. I was just like, huh, I should have written this.
Why are we getting CPS involved?
I'm bringing in the Disney expert real quick.
Here we go.
To give her.
It's the Disney
she
adult.
had a lot of thoughts on the Lilo and Stitch remake and Snow White, so I'm letting her finally jump in here.
I've seen the original Snow White, so like it's I
you
like
sound like such a unique thing. I'm one of the few people when I watch the original.
Yeah, the Snow White movie was just not great. It was terrible. The actress complained about not being safe from a prince, but still got safe from a male figure in general. So all that, like, just not having a prince, but he was some forest guy.
He was a bum.
He was a bum.
So, and just, I don't know. I didn't like the guy. He was not great. The songs were okay, but like, I mean, she has a good voice. Like, she could be
she's an incredible singer.
Yeah, she's a good singer. It's just that, like, the whole, like, press view that, like, the press that came before that just made me not, like, she just seemed like a very unlikable person, just talking about the movie in general. The original movie. And, like, female empowerment. And I'm like, and yeah, I'm all for that too. But there were movies before that, like Mulan. Like she is very powerful. She did like
that movie also sucked though.
No, not the live action, the original one. Wait,
yeah, original was
like it?
Golden. No, original was golden.
Yeah. The live action Mulan was not good. I'm all for songs and movies too, so that not having Mushu in it and like the songs in the Mulan movie is just not great. Yeah, Snow White was just dumb, and then the dwarves were CGI, and then you have these 7 what were they? Bandits? Bandits. And I'm like, what in the world? Like, they were useless. They were just there. And only one of them spoke, I think. I can't remember too much of the movie because it was just terrible. So I never, ever wanted to walk out of it. I never wanted to walk out of a theater so bad. Wasted money on it. I try to give it the benefit of the doubt. And then Lilo and Stitch, just like what Reed said, I didn't like what they did with Jumba. He's supposed to be Unk. That's Unk. He's not a villain. So like him not being an uncle, or like at the end, like he's like, and then like his soft spot for Stitch just wasn't there. Well, obviously because they made him the villain. So that was just missing. I mean, Pleakley, he was okay, but you know, I think they missed the whole. I mean, the humans were fine. I think having them as aliens dressed up as humans was the whole purpose of why they were there, or like, you know, doing it. I don't know. And then
I was gonna suggest that we do a top 5 Disney remakes, and then I was looking at the list and realized that like I haven't even tried to watch any of these more than once except for Aladdin.
Which, have you seen Beauty and the Beast?
No.
Okay, nice. Now I need to see this list.
You've never seen Beauty and the Beast? Now that one is a good one. That one is good. Like, they still added stuff into it, but and they added 2 new songs. One's called Evermore, and then the other one is called Days in the Sun. Those are so good. Like, you should watch it after you're done recording. I highly recommend it. Aladdin's good too.
Aladdin would have been number 1 on my list.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast.
And Speechless is an incredible song that they added on.
Yeah, I like that too. But yeah, and then going back to Lilo and Stitch for a second. Yeah, and then Nani giving up Lilo at the end of the movie was like, what's the whole point of that? To go study marine biology in California when they have programs there in Hawaii too. So I thought it was terrible.
Better school.
Did you guys see How to Train Your Dragon?
Loved it.
Me too. That was a good one.
Disney needs to take notes on reenactments after that.
What?
Disney needs to take notes from DreamWorks on how to do a movie reenactment, because How to Train Your Dragon like nailed it.
Yeah, they did. I love it. I love the original. So going to see it was still great. I mean, even the changes they made with the characters, like their friends, or I guess they're friends, or like the other.
Yeah, I didn't like the twins. That was about it.
The twins, they were okay. I mean, the girl, she was kind of funny, but everything with Toothless was spot on. And all the dragons, they look good. I mean, even Astrid, she was good. Even though people were hating on her because she wasn't a blonde, but her acting was still good.
But Snow White.
Toilets!
I guess with that, we'll start the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 323. I am your host, Reed Murphy. 20 minutes in to the recording, and we're starting the show. We got plenty of cold open, though. Thank you to Disney correspondent Angela Paniagua jumping in there to rip Gal Gadot and Snow White. And, of course, you hear these 2 wonderful faces also back in action. The whole crew is here tonight. We have, of course, Scott, Ellia, and Zuhair Ali. Hello, boys. Welcome back. Oh, great minds.
Wow. Man, we it's been so long since all 3 of us have gotten together. We're still in sync.
I know. And Luis Martinez is just, I guess, somewhere in California doing his thing in San Diego. He's avoiding you guys. He's avoiding you guys. I guess as he's handling the NBA Finals. We're handling everything else. Of course, the NBA Finals are happening.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, this will be coming
Mediocre
out.
sport is still happening.
Oklahoma City Thunder, Indiana Pacers. whatever happens, in Game 6, I'm happy for you, or I'm sorry that happened. And congrats or not congrats, I don't know.
Insert winner here.
There you go. We covered the Stanley Cup final, of course, during these OTAs, so we got plenty of hockey coverage. Zoo, you would actually be proud. I did hockey talk. I talked hockey by myself somehow. And
bud?
I got the hockey coverage in. No fake news, no fake zoos on that one.
What'd you think?
Okay, here's the secret as we're going behind the thing. I didn't watch it that much. I watched it on Saturday night because I had a good parlay I had a parlay on the Florida Panthers and the DC Defenders to win that night. So I'm like,
nice.
I should check these out as it's going on.
When I saw the DC Defenders won, I was like, that season started?
Yeah.
My feeds have been so quiet on their content. I've heard nothing USFL. Then all of a sudden it's like, the Defenders won. I'm like, oh, whoops.
You would have heard about it if we didn't constantly get denied media passes.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
that's the
it's
thing.
their fault.
We all got denied. But then I put in applications for like a couple weeks later, and they're like, "Yeah, that's approved." I was like, "Wait, what happened to
when you couldn't make it, right?"
Yeah, when I couldn't go. Yeah. So congrats to them, I guess. And they were putting in the commercial. They were like, "Get your season tickets for 2026 in the UFL." I was like, "Wow, that's confident." I didn't
calling your shot.
No one will defy the beer snake.
No, you can't. And that's the thing. It wasn't even in DC. Like if that game had been in DC, it would have been so much fun. But it was in St. Louis, so like the crowd did not care, and there was no crowd going on in it. Oh man! But you do have a crowd in other sports, and that's what we're getting into tonight. Again, it's the 323 OTAs. We're about to end our fourth season, once all the championships, the major championships, NBA, NHL, all that are done, and we're waiting for the NFL season to start and preseason and training camp. Yeah, we'll take a little break because we deserve it. We've earned it. We've done a lot. This is episode 47 of the fourth season. That's not even counting the Shame Day episodes. Had plenty of College Shame Day out there too. And Awesome Con, bless you. So yeah, we're winding it all down. We're going to be doing some best of shows in a couple weeks. I started these OTAs last week, and I did a Monday show and a Wednesday show, and we're trying a Friday show too. This is our Friday show, and I realized quickly, oh yeah, this is cool, but like next week, what am I going to talk about on Wednesday? Because there's no Stanley Cup. There's going to be probably no NBA Finals left. Yeah, so we're going to kill that Wednesday show for right now. Maybe bring that back in the NFL season.
I know a sports thing to talk about.
You do? Well, you know what? We're going to be getting. Should we start with that? You think that's a good starter here on the potluck?
Yeah, the F1 movie with Brad Pitt.
What are your thoughts?
I'm excited to watch it. I'm going to watch it in IMAX. It comes out next week.
I'm contemplating. I kind of want to see it in 40X. I haven't seen a 4D movie yet, and I saw that's going to be the option up in I think like DC or wherever the closest one.
I was just talking to my friend who saw How to Train a Dragon in 4DX and said that it was amazing.
I heard that was crazy. Scott, would that get you to go to a theater, a 4D movie? Okay.
I think you'd rather go on a roller coaster.
I'd rather just not go anywhere.
That's fair.
I'd rather get married again.
Jesus.
What are you looking forward to about the F1 movie? Because obviously it feels like a big advertisement, to the point it's being called F1 the movie, and that's going to be all going on. But I'm a sucker for Brad Pitt movies. I'll go check.
Who isn't?
I'll always watch Brad. Moneyball is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I need a Fury and F1 crossover.
Ooh.
It's just tanks that are racing. Well, that's his death race, but yeah.
That was almost DC last weekend.
AI image generator, here I come.
Yeah, I went to go see Gran Turismo when that came out as I'm bored, let me go to the movies type of weekend. And I was really blown away by that movie, just the intensity of like the races, and I love GTRs and the way that they were able to make a story like around like races and stuff. And this was before I knew that it was like based off a true story. So I haven't watched much F1, but like the announcers are insane on that thing. Like they add so much excitement to what's going on. So if that's how it is just watching the sport, I'm excited to see like how they go about it when they have like full control over the situation.
I think my favorite part of all the F1, like the pomp and circumstance that they like do, like everything and all the lead up. Because the first race that I've ever watched was last year or 2 years ago in Vegas? I think it was their first one in Vegas, and it was just so cool.
I was there the weekend before.
It was so cool, like seeing all the setup and all the talk. But my favorite part was this little British reporter, little British journalist that goes to all the F1 things, and he just walks the track and just goes to interview people. All he's doing is he does one lap around the track and looks for the most famous people he can find, and just goes to talk to them and see what he can chat about. And you're watching him pass by people like Natalie Portman and Michael B. Jordan, and like he barely recognized Tom Cruise. But the moment he sees like some like British theater actor, is like, oh, let me talk to him. It's just like stiff arm Will Smith out of the way to go talk to him. I saw him like crawl under Shaquille O'Neal's legs to go chat with him. It's wonderful. So I hope he's in the movie. I'm honestly shocked that Tom Cruise isn't starring in this. Like, this feels like
I'm sure it wasn't for lack of trying.
It had to be a Mission Impossible thing.
They probably told him he couldn't do his own stunts.
They told him he couldn't drive one of the cars.
No, Tom. No. You can hang on to an airplane all you want.
Actually race in an F1 race.
He would too. Like it'd be insane. That's why he couldn't play Iron Man, because he would have actually needed the suit built so he could go do this stuff. Yeah, I'm with you. Man. I'm down for F1. I'm down for F1 the movie. Scott, we'll see you there.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you don't hold your breath.
He'll FaceTime us.
Do you all have any interest in NASCAR or anything like that?
As a white man?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
No,
I just say raise hail and praise Dale, but that's about it.
That's a sport. It's akin, in my brain, it's akin to baseball, where it's a sport you have on in the background, where you're more focused on like the kind of like who you're watching it with. It's like a what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but it's more of like a party thing. Like, you're just have a party and like you're hanging out, you're just shooting the shit, and you just happen to tune in, watch a couple laps, and then you tune back out and you go back to drinking or whatever else is going on in the environment.
Yeah, that's how I've always. I mean, because it's just going in circles and circles and circles.
Another left turn.
Yeah, and that was the thing with the F1 race. Like, I loved all the pre-race stuff, and the lead up and everything. And like the first half hour I watched, it was like exhilarating because it's just going so damn fast. And then I was like, oh, this is going to go on for a long time. So I went back, it was like, this is already 1 a.m. So I just go to sleep. I wake up. I saw the race ended around like 7 a.m. I was like, no. Can't.
No.
That's not for me. That's not for me. No. Scott, something that is for you, I know.
Hi.
As we move through these topics and these potluck dinners here, the college sports realm, and specifically the college football realm, it's changing again. And we have had another rapid update to everything when it comes to the schools now being allowed to pay the players directly. So I wanted to know from you, like, what exactly is happening and what's the impact this is going to have now on college sports, on the schools, on the athletes, NIL. Like, what is the difference here between this and the NIL?
It's gonna be very intriguing to see what comes out of this, because there's no way this is the end all be all solution to the NIL, because we've talked about NIL. Me, at least when I say we, I mean me and you, Reed, because Zoo hasn't been on Shame Day to talk about NIL season.
Because you haven't had me on that episode where you break down all the leagues yet.
Well, you know what? We got plenty of time before the NCAA season starts. So how about we start getting you on there? We start to but these new rules, they're allowing direct payments to college athletes. It's generating significant attention because it challenges that long-standing notion that the NCAA model shows of like amateurism and kind of like what they've like always built that platform being about. For decades, athletes have generated billions of dollars in revenue while receiving pretty much just scholarship money. So like, hey, get a full ride. And of course, there's always been money under the table, and now with the NIL. But there's a couple things that's going to impact this direct compensation model. I mean, yes, it does allow athletes to gain financial independence, and gain benefit from their own market value for what they bring to the table. But one thing to look at, it's like these wealthier schools, like the Alabamas, the Ohio States of the world, like they're just going to gain an even stronger recruiting advantage. And it's going to have a direct impact on, not just parity within their respective conferences, but just in the NCAA as a whole. Not just football. You're looking at basketball, baseball, softball, whatever's going on. These athletic department budgets, they're going to be redirecting funds to pay athletes, may cause a strain of resources for like non-revenue sports, like I don't know, badminton and like academic stuff. Then you have to look at the legality side, right? Like these kind of payments, makes a stronger case for athletes to be classified as employees, which does open the door for more union activity within the college athlete realm. But for me, like, I've always been an advocate for making as much money as fast as you can, because especially in the world of sports, tomorrow's not promised. You could have a career in an injury. You're never going to make another dime off the talents that you brought to the field. And so you might as well make as much as you can now. But the way that I'm looking at it is, okay, well, if the school is directly paying them to be employees, am I crazy for thinking that they shouldn't be allowed a full ride athletic scholarship at that point? Because like, why am I going to pay for your school and then you're also making money? I'm also paying you to be here at the same time. Like, I'm all for them being eligible for like an academic scholarship, because that at least incentivizes them to go through the school and actually do a good job to get it paid for, or do what all these other college kids are doing. Pay your own way. You're getting paid an absorbent amount of money from the school to play, but guess what? You're going to give some of that back if you want to go to school there. I don't know if that would still work or if I'm just being crazy.
But if they don't have the scholarship, then don't you run into the issue of like, okay, you're playing for the school, but you need to have like a certain grade to like, at what point is that just a different league of sports and not actually college? Because if they're paying them and don't have to incentivize education, then they don't really need to be at that college for anything. They don't need to go to class for anything because they're getting paid to skip classes and just play the sports.
Right. Well, there's still guidelines and criteria that you have to meet to maintain that scholarship, regardless if it's academic or if it's like an athletic scholarship. Like, for instance, like Randolph-Macon, like correct me if I'm wrong, they might have changed it, but I know like when my brother was going out of high school into college, like they don't offer athletic scholarships. They only offer academic scholarships. So rather than you getting the scholarship based on the merit that you bring to the field, it's more focused. There's a higher focus on the classroom part. Like, for instance, like D1 football, their program is going to be allowed to offer up to 105 scholarships, which is up from the previous at 85. So like they're offering, you're going to be able to pay a lot more kids to be able to come to school to get an education. But like you have now, it's going to open up the doors for like a lot of these bubble players where they're walking on and they don't have a chance to get a scholarship because it's getting taken up by now Joe Football, who's also getting paid by the school, and now he's getting a scholarship on top of it. I don't know what Reed's thoughts are on that one.
I was muted. I was reading a little bit on the article just to see if there was any like provisions with the scholarship, with scholarships, because that is an interesting wrinkle that I think could come up next. But I mean, like going back to what Zeus said, like it does just it does make it feel more officially like it's the minor leagues, like it's NFL minor league. Like it always has kind of been minor league football. But now that, the schools are being able to directly pay these guys, and it's just going to be a full-on league, and we've already seen it in media rights deals, TV ratings. Like, it is pretty much the number 2 sport in American media, where it's NFL football, then college football, and then somewhere to like NBA, NHL, whatever. But it's a steep drop there. So now that these kids are getting like fully paid, and you have GMs at the schools, and you're going into a full pro model,
what's next? A salary cap?
Well, I think that is probably what the next thing is, right? Like, what are the next steps in this? And like, for you as a like real like college football aficionado and a real lover of that sport, like, do you think this is going to kill it a little bit for you? Is it going to kill the passion? Because we're already seeing like the different rivalries kind of lose their edge as the conferences continue to change and have realignment. Like, is this going to lose a lot of the love and the passion that the sport is already built on in college?
I don't feel like it is. I think a lot of the people who have been rubbed the wrong way with the whole NIL stuff, like a lot of the old heads and people who have, are rooted, and you make a commitment, you signed in the dotted line, you committed to play that school, you should play all 4 years. But like a lot of the younger crowd, like, understand the way that this is going. Like you said, it's going to just develop into like a minor league system for the NFL or whatever the UFL or whoever it is. But I also feel that it's going to give the schools a little bit more control. Whereas in the NIL, they don't really have that, because, if they're going to make them a school employee, there's going to be contractual agreements onto there. Like, you're not going to have them being able to sit out of a bowl game. No, I paid you this money to be an employee of the school. You need to go play that game. So I think that's just going to make at least the postseason part and the bowl season part of college football a little bit more exciting, because then you're going to have a lot of these guys not being able to get out of it.
That's where because something has to be done there, right? Like, we've seen how ugly the transfer portal gets and how out of control everything is. Are we any closer to a commissioner? Like, I know Nick Saban had been advocating for that.
As each day goes by, we're getting closer and closer. I'm just waiting for that breaking news thing to come across my screen on my phone that they finally had done it.
You know who weirdly I think would be a good commissioner? Chip Kelly. Like, I heard him talking about everything, and he was just laying out these rules that he'd already been like working out on his head. And he was saying that he doesn't think he'd be good for the job, which is usually a person that's good for a job when they don't think that they are and they're still laying out stuff. Like,
I have opinions. I don't want to be accountable for them.
Yeah, that's the best. Like, people throw Jon Stewart out for president, right? He was like, he doesn't want it at all. A lot of these people, like, these kind of roles. I don't know if I trust Nick Saban on it. Like, I don't know if I trust Nick Saban really with anything, but to be like in charge of like college sport and like, I just don't know. Like, I still worry about these kids, and I still worry about, like, these are 18-year-old, 19-year-old kids who are getting what you're just going to throw millions of dollars at them already. That was already wrecking, adults as they're entering the league at like 21, 22, 23 years old. They can't handle that much money. And now you're going to throw it at like a college kid. So I'm curious to see if they're going to start putting in more advisors, financial,
you have to.
Like mandated, financial advisors for them, something like that to keep these kids from just losing their minds.
The amount of outlandish crap that I would have bought at 18 years old, if you're giving $1 million, I'm blowing through that immediately. Like, I'm going through it.
And the decision making that comes with that stuff. I mean, look at your boy Shedeur Sanders, who got cited. He was going 100 miles per hour in a 60. Twice. Yeah, this happened twice. And like he's out of college now. And that's another question slightly off. This last one I have for you is, do you think that this is going to help keep programs together, or at least keep like we're not going to see, especially like in the college basketball realm, how you got one and dones or two and dones. Is this going, like, the ability to now pay these athletes a way to try and keep them for a full run and start getting more 4-year, 3 to 4 year athletes?
I feel like it will, because you see, like, Quinn Ewers, for instance. What round did he get drafted in? Like the fifth, sixth round?
Yeah.
Right, to Miami. He would have made a lot more money just by staying in school for another year than he would just through NIL deals than he would have just coming out of college. I feel like if they were able to get like some kind of salary cap in place and contracts akin to the NFL, and you kind of had that conversation, you have that bubble guy who's a junior thinking about coming out, not going to come return for his senior year. You can actually sit down like, look, apples to apple comparison now. Like, there's no speculation how much money you could potentially make for NIL. Here's the contract that you would have in place for your senior year, and here's how much you'd be making in the bottom line. Right now, as it stands, you're projected to go in X round. Here's kind of where you're at. Like, do you want to take that next step and maybe do okay and get that second contract? Or would you rather come for another year, improve your draft stock, make more money than you would have been making? Oh, and you're still in college. So, like, your expenses aren't really that crazy. But I think for retention, it should help.
What'd you say, Zoo?
Assuming they actually play well.
Right.
That's true.
But it's like that Quinn, that's when you get to that Quinn Ewers situation. Like, look, Quinn, you're going to be like a 5th round pick, dude. Here's what you'd be possibly making. Here's what we're offering you to return for your senior year. You can come back, or maybe after that they have some kind of that's where you, with all the transfer portal debacles come into place. Are we going to now have a free agency market for these college kids? like are they just going to only sign 3-year deals? I mean, granted, it's not going to be everybody. Like I said, each team's going to have like 105 scholarship spots. Not everybody on that roster is probably going to be an employee. They'll probably save it for a couple people. But even if you do, then what's that going to look like for the free agent market? You're going to have all these kids hitting the free agent every year? Or like, are they all going to be, you have to sign a 3-year deal, and the only time you can leave is going into your senior year. You can either come back your senior year or you got to go.
It's crazy.
I think it's just a huge, I feel like not a ploy, but it's definitely a huge move on the NCAA's part and the school's part, being able to get some of the control back, because let's be honest, it's been absolutely the Wild West in the last couple of years in the NCAA, especially in football.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Man, money's crazy. Money's crazy. And
we don't
more money, more problems.
No, that's true. But
no money, most problems.
Yeah. More money, maybe like money problems. I don't know. Like I
wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Give me some money to test this out and I'll let you know.
You know, Diddy,
I'll bet you right now.
Diddy's the one.
310K you have?
Let me get on that real quick.
Diddy did more money, more problems, and look where we're at. All the problems.
Did he? Trial's not over yet, man. I can't make my.
Or didn't he?
Did he?
Bum 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 bum.
I liked it.
Griffin approved.
Talking about money, I want to go into the big news that came out Wednesday night, which was, and it was honestly a shock to me. Maybe it's something I wasn't paying attention to, but the Los Angeles Lakers and the Buss family, Jeannie Buss, the daughter and controlling owner of the team, they announced that they are selling majority stakes of the team to I don't know, some white guy, some rich white guy. I think his name is Mark.
The guy who owns
Mark Walter.
He is
the CEO of TWG.
That's it.
Yeah, TWG, because they also own. He's the primary owner and chairman of the LA Dodgers. He also has the Cadillac Formula One team, the LA Sparks, and he owns the Professional Women's Hockey League. So
they have one of those?
He does. That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money that guy's got.
I gotta Google that. Where have I been living?
That's crazy. So he is buying the LA Lakers for $10 billion. He's buying the LA Lakers for $10 billion. Big LA guy. Now, he's already been in the organization. He had a 26% stake in the team already. and a first right at any major sales like this. And, shout out to the Buss family, shout out to Jeannie Buss and her 5 siblings who, they were left the team from their father, Jerry Buss, who bought the team originally for $67 million. He bought them for $67 million. You sell it for $10 billion. That's something that you can't pass up on, especially when your money is a family-run business. That's what they have. That's what they do as the Lakers. And these reports were coming out from Shams about like how cheap everything really is in the Lakers front office and the organization. They don't have scouts. They don't pay for scouts to go to all the games and watch the things that are happening. They have a very small regime running the entire organization because they can't afford it. This is what you do. And they've announced that Jeannie Buss is going to continue to have a 15%. She and her siblings will continue to have a 15% stake in the company, at least for a few years. And she will also continue to be like the governor of the team and running the organization for a few years. But this is also what the Dallas Mavericks said about Mark Cuban when he sold the team. And we saw how that went, immediately making decisions that he did not want to make. And he made very clearly, I would not trade Luka, but you're supposed to be running the team. No, I'm not.
I don't know, man. It all just seems a little fishy to me. You got all these TV right deals, and the NBA's at a record low for viewership, and now you have like the marquee, one of the top sport franchises on the globe being sold for $10 billion. Because what does that do, Reed? That resets the market. We see in the NFL free agency all the time that it just raises the going rate for franchises from here on out. And then, isn't Adam Silver isn't he trying to have a couple expansion teams coming in? Because that's just going to raise the buy-in price now, right?
Yeah, we're looking at Vegas, I think is the one.
Well,
Norfolk.
Yeah,
Norfolk. Yeah, they're going to get
great.
Yeah, let's jump on that. I don't know. It all just seems a little fishy. You got the Luka trade going on, and they just put the team up for sale. I don't know, man.
Well, so we're looking at like it is what you're saying is fishy, and what Zeus said earlier, I think, was actually kind of spot on when I said what I gave the update on the NBA Finals and what you call it, the mediocre sports.
Mediocre sport.
Yeah, like. Are you wrong? No, I don't think so. Like
because nobody cares about the fucking sport itself. It's about whatever drama your superstar player can bring to you. Like, there's nothing outside of that.
Case in point is what happened this past week. They had Desmond Bane, who is a player for the Memphis Grizzlies, traded to the Orlando Magic for a shit ton of picks, for a lot. It's a crazy trade. And I was trying to think to myself, I was like, I've heard of Desmond Bane maybe a couple times. And where is that valuation coming from? Because all I ever hear about, all media, and specifically the media that covers the NBA and has the biggest rights, ESPN and Stephen A. Smith and all these people that are supposed to be the experts, do they care about who the actual great players in that league are or promote it? No. Instead, all I'm hearing about is where does Kevin Durant want to go at 37 years old and who's going to trade for him and all this shit. Like they don't, like, there's no promotion for their stars. This isn't originally what the topic I was going to go into, but now it is a rant because, like, I agree. I agree with Zoo, and I see what Zoo's talking about. And, like, this should, like, the NBA should be, like, it was competing with the NFL. NFL just steamrolled and went on past. But, like, what would get you interested, Zoo? Like, what, like, and because I think, like, what would
I actually have an opinion about this is because I was like listening to Bram Weinstein like I do almost every day, and he was talking about how, like, what the NFL succeeds at is that no matter what city or region that the team is in, if talent comes out from there, everything gets well covered. Like Buffalo or Kansas, like there's no small market teams. If there's a star over there, it will get coverage. They get their due diligence, and then they get put on the map. The fact that the NBA does not care about that unless it's a superstar, and you're talking about the drama of where these people are going, Like, what is there to keep up with? You said it yourself. Like, we're talking about the NBA Finals right now, and because it's Indiana and Oklahoma, like, it's just like, all right, whatever. Like, those aren't like sexy names to want to watch. But for the NFL, if it was like an underdog team, it's like, oh shit, like this team actually made it. They don't have that many big names, but they were actually like grinding to be able to get this far and be able to do this and make this happen. Like, you start to root for an underdog. And then you have like these stupid ass lotteries where the Wizards, who had the second worst team, are now like the 7th pick. Like, it's just, none of this makes any sense. If you can't get the product, which is the drama, to work, what are you doing to get us to care about the sport? Like, I don't sit there and want to go like, I want to turn on a basketball game and keep up with this. Like, unless it's fourth quarter in a playoff run, I'm just like, meh, whatever. It's fine.
It's kind of shameful. Like you said, Indiana, Oklahoma City, like that's what the big complaint has been. Is like, oh, I don't care about those markets. I don't care about those cities. But if the league was doing what its job, and it was doing what it should, like the NFL
I'd be
does.
hyping the fuck out of it.
You hype it up because, like, yeah, sure, it's not Steph Curry, it's not LeBron James, it's not the stars that we've grown acquainted to, but one of the players on the Thunder is the current MVP of the league. He's been playing crazy ball. He's young, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You have a bunch of young stars there. You have Tyrese Halliburton on the Indiana Pacers, who's doing crazy freak show viral stuff.
Whoops, sorry.
Crazy viral stuff. And like, you would actually like this would be a golden opportunity to have new young faces that you're adding to your championship pedigree. But no, instead we're doing commercials for the NBA Finals by playing Nat King Cole's Unforgettable. Like, that's gonna get me excited.
You know what's wild? All right, so I haven't been keeping up with the finals or the playoffs at all, right? Those names that you just mentioned, I have not heard until today.
See? Which is insane. Because you are a sports person, but I know that you're not alone in this.
Yeah.
Like, it drives me crazy with the league. Because they're still like it's the Eric Andre meme where he shot Hannibal. He shoots Hannibal Buress, and he asks who would do this.
The NFL marketed Taylor Swift better than the NBA marketed their own finals. Like,
that's the greatest point. The greatest comparison is the Stanley Cup Finals and the NBA Finals. The opening, the intro for the Stanley Cup Finals was epic. It was awesome. It was PK Subban. Now, that one was kind of weird. It's PK Subban talking about what it takes to make a champion. Never won anything like that. But he still hyped it up, and he looked cool, and he was hyped. It was a cool intro video. It was like a 2-minute thing. NBA Finals, what do? Da 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 da. It's just the couple logos, nothing else. And we jump straight into it. Talk to us, Stephen A. Try to muster out a sentence, Kendrick Perkins and Bob Myers with your wild hair. Like, it's like, and maybe they'll do something a little better with Inside the NBA, but like, they just don't promote it well. And
will they?
They won't.
Yeah, the only people who are really into it are people who are just genuinely basketball fans. And that's about it.
And they love it, and I think it drives them crazy too.
No one's hosting NBA parties like people host Super Bowl parties. Like, people who don't care about football host Super Bowl parties because it's a thing to do. It's something to get invested in, and this is just like meh.
Yeah, it's your whole day. Like, the Super Bowl is your entire day. And like, I even made the comparison, week 6 in the NFL is more hype than these NBA finals.
The preseason, the off season, I kept up more with OTAs and a fucking mandatory minicamp than I did the fucking NBA finals.
You turn on Fox NFL pregame on like week 5 in the NFL, and it's Mark Wahlberg getting my blood boiling, talking about how the crisp fall air is the right time for you to take a hit. I'm like, hell yeah, it is, Marky Mark.
You got a crock pot full of barbecue meatballs waiting for you.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna go out here.
Taylor Swift, her and Travis Kelce were actually at hockey games too. They were at all the Florida ones.
I'm gonna go out here. I don't give a shit about these NBA finals, but I'm gonna go watch Dorian Thompson-Robinson throw 5 interceptions and get the shit knocked out of him by Max Crosby, so the game ends at 7-3. I can't wait. I can't wait. NBA Finals, those can wait. I don't even know what my original. I don't know what my original point was here, but the Lakers sold for $10 billion.
I like it.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, yeah, so we have valuations now. What do we think? Because this guy, obviously, Mark Walter, has money. He's got big money. If he owns the Professional Women's Hockey League, he's got money. And he's going to be coming for an NFL team at some point. If he owns the Lakers now, the Dodgers, and
I mean, is he just trying to rule LA?
But like, who could he buy? Maybe the Chargers. This is where I was going to ask: is like, what will be the next NFL team to sell?
Magic Johnson going to give up the Sparks?
Cowboys.
I'm looking at the rankings now. Right, I have the world's 50 most valuable sports teams according to limaohio.com. And this was as valued by Forbes last year.
The Cowboys have to be up top.
Dallas Cowboys are number one at $10.1 billion is their estimated value. Now, I'm sure this is going to jump up.
Patriots are going to be top 5.
Again, this was before the Lakers sale as they sold for $10 billion. Golden State Warriors, number 2 on the list at $8.88 billion. Can you guess who number 3 is?
Is it football?
It is football.
The Broncos?
No.
Is it the Patriots?
Commanders.
Nope. It's the LA Rams. $7.6 billion. Number 4, the Yankees at $7.55 billion. Number 5, the New York Knicks at $7.5 billion. From there, it's basically all NFL teams. Number 6 is the Patriots. They're valued at 7.4. New York Giants are valued at number 7. They're at $7.3 billion for the Giants. The Lakers were previously at number 8, and their valuation was $7.1 billion. Again, they just sold 85% of their team for $10 billion. Then the New York Jets are ranked number 9 at $6.9 billion, and the San Francisco 49ers are number 10 at $6.8 billion. So NFL rules the world. One of these teams is to sell. Like, it's going to be a crazy amount. But do you think like Jerry Jones, like, because I never thought the Lakers were going to sell. I never thought the Buss family would sell them. But do you think the Jones family would ever sell the Cowboys?
If they keep getting, like, if the kids or whatever take over and it's still a shit show, I don't think they're going to be as patient with the heat that Jerry is. So I think it all depends if they can actually make the changes for the better. If they're still a laughingstock, then I think they're going to get out of it. But I think when the Commanders were up for sale, the big rumor was that Seattle was going to be next. It's the team that sells. So I'm kind of curious if it still trajects that way.
I think Seattle has to, because their owner Jody Allen.
Trust.
Yeah, the trust requires from Paul Allen that she sells the teams, and they just started the process on the Portland Trail Blazers. I think the Seahawks are going to be the very next. I know the Bears were interested in selling too. But
I mean, talk about a huge investment, because wasn't their original buy-in like in the 20s, like $100 or something like that? Yeah. Now you got to go to like $10 billion. What a return!
$100 and a firm ass handshake.
What's going on with their stadium right now? Is that being built?
I don't think the Bears know what's going on with their stadium right now.
They're still fighting over,
because that would be a factor in it.
Yeah, that's a big part. That's probably what they're waiting on. I would think, but I think what we're seeing is like a new era in sports, and sports ownership is starting to take place with how much money, like how much out of control money these teams are starting to be worth, because like you still have some of these old money teams and some of these old money owners still around, and you're seeing like Jerry Jones is rich, like big rich, but I think even though he's oil money rich, I think a lot of that value still is coming from the Cowboys now for him. And
sure,
it does not compare, and I know he gets very like he was not down with the idea of Jeff Bezos buying the Commanders. Mm-hmm. And a lot of owners are afraid of that kind of money coming into the league. Mm-hmm. And especially when you're seeing like dudes like Steve Ballmer and what he's done with the Clippers and the amount of money that he has, like the amount of money that it takes to buy a team now, it's only going to be like a specific chunk of people who can do it. And if you're one of these teams like the Raiders with Mark Davis, who we know is basically cash poor, like his thing is the Raiders, his whole family's thing was the Raiders, how can you pass up an offer if your whole value is a team that's like $6.1 billion and somebody just pops up and they're like, hey man, I want your team for like $9.5 billion. I got the cash right here. How can you turn that down? Like you love the tradition.
You'd be stupid.
Yeah, you have to do it while it's hot. So kind of sucks, and you're seeing this new tradition, but we ain't worried about it anymore. Nah.
Mm-mm.
Honey. Final thing that we're gonna get into tonight, folks, is we want to do a little game. Since I got you guys, and we actually have the opportunity to do a game here, I want to do a blind ranking. And we haven't done this yet. This is a big thing on TikTok. It's one of the things that, like, it's a perfect way for me to kill time if I'm like in a waiting room or like a, dealership waiting on shit or whatever. TikTok blind rankings, they just throw names at you and they throw things and you just have to, like, you do your top 10. We love lists. We love top 5s. But this is double the action. And today, we're going to get the Wheel of Degenerates involved, but I can't bring it up. Just trust. It is the literal Wheel of Degenerates because we are doing problematic wide receivers. We're going to do the blind ranking of problematic wide receivers. It's the Stephon Diggs Memorial Edition because of everything that we missed on what happened with that yacht and the pink stuff that he was hanging out with those models.
Whoopsies.
Doing 5?
10. We're going 10.
10? Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
We're going,
okay.
I got 10 for you. So,
it's not brain power like that.
The way that you're going to rank this, and you can do this at home too, folks. This is going to be fun. Where these are all receivers who are listed as problematic, and you can think of them as problematic. Some are much more problematic than others, and these problems range from maybe criminal activity to just locker room cancer drama to weed. There's a lot of weed. We've had a lot of weed suspensions. So even though the weed rules have changed in the NFL, let's say you still get the suspensions. The thing is, you're ranking these guys at the peak athletic. Like, this is at their peak athletic promise. Everything that you really knew about them. So say we're talking about Stephon Diggs. We're talking about Stephon Diggs at his best season. But you're also getting them at their peak problematic abilities too. So you're getting all the problematic, and you just have to deal with them for one season. That's it. You just got to deal with them for one season. Is it going to be your Randy Moss with the Patriots? Like, is it going to give your quarterback the best season of his life? So let's see how this goes. I'm gonna hit the wheel.
I'm probably either not going to know some of these names or I'm not going to know some of the situations. So this will be very interesting.
To be fair, I didn't know all of the names myself. Now, your first receiver on the list here, we have Josh Gordon.
Ooh.
Josh Gordon was a receiver most famously for the Cleveland Browns. He wore number 12 there. He was a stud. But he was constantly suspended at least once a season for weed possession. And he even admitted to himself he was addicted to marijuana. It helped him with his, pain, but he said he just had an addiction to it. Josh Gordon was awesome, but constantly suspended. But when he was out there, swear to God, man, he made DeShone Kizer, Brandon Whedon, all those dudes, he made them look like studs. And then the season would fall apart because Josh Gordon is suspended. Get that Jay Glazer tweet in the middle of the week. So where would you guys rank him right now on your blind rankings?
I can look past the weed because you're right. When he was on the field, like, you couldn't not have him accounted for. Like, he was that dangerous. I think it was his sophomore year. That's when he had like 1,600 yards receiving. And yeah, I'll put Josh Gordon at a firm 3 because I feel like there's going to be a couple of guys I'd want to have ahead of him, but he is fairly high on my list.
So, like, number 1 would be like the most valuable one, right?
Yes, this is the person that you overlook your morals. You would overlook any morals for this person to give you
What are those?
one season. To give you one season.
Morals?
I put him at 5.
I got him at 4. I got him at 4 for pretty much. I think we all have the same reasons on there, and it's not the worst thing that you can have with a person. So okay, Josh Gordon's at there for us, and folks, you do play along with this. The second one that we have on here, Odell Beckham Jr. OBJ. You get the catch, you get the but also a little bit of a head case. There's a lot of drama there in New York. Not as much drama in Cleveland, but you disappear a little bit. Injuries towards the end, but that doesn't matter because you're getting his peak athletic ability. You're just getting somebody who wants the ball. Wants the ball, was maybe involved with Diddy parties, but that's just alleged. That was in a Drewski lawsuit, so we don't, whatever. But just know it's there. You might not ask about it. So Odell Beckham Jr., where do you guys go?
Because of the injury issues, I'm going to put him at 7.
I think I feel like I'm going to go 5 here. Yes, he was on the field a lot more than Josh Gordon. He had a amazing production until, Cleveland happened. But, I mean, you're still getting a great talent out of him. I can look past a couple things. Now, if the Diddy allegations were true and there's a little bit more merit to him, then yeah, I'd probably have to drop him down a little bit. But I think he's a good 5. Fair. I could and I couldn't, and I'd be okay with it.
I have ChatGPT giving me the best stats and then the biggest problems. So every time I give a name, it's like putting it up for me.
Man, if there's been as good an executive producer that this show has had, especially this week doing the solo shows, ChatGPT. Man, killing it. Shout out Chat, shout out G, shout out P, and shout out T, the best producers on board.
Hey, you should see what they made for Fury 1. I put another one in there. I put a better one in there.
It'd be a good movie. It'd be a truly good movie. Well, I looked that up. We'll get the next one. I'd have him at number 6, by the way. I think I put OBJ at number 6 just because, I mean, he was solid. He was good, but he wasn't like, I wouldn't call OBJ a Hall of Famer even at his peak ability. Next name on the board, Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin, the playmaker. The playmaker. Ooh. Dallas Cowboys Hall of Famer, 88. Of course, literally Hall of Fame wide receiver, part of the great trio in that dynasty of the 90s, him, Emmitt Smith, and Troy Aikman. And Irvin was fantastic, but he was also energetic. A lot of, some cocaine allegations, but he said it was his cousin's. So, so you have that. There's cocaine allegations, but he said it was his cousin, and he might have stabbed somebody with a pair of scissors in the locker room. So you have energy, you have a lot of sweat, you have a lot going on with Irvin. But he's a Hall of Famer. So what can you deal with for him?
Oh, I'm good with 2. Hall of Famer, amazing production, probably arguably one of top 3 wide receivers in the 90s. But yeah, I'll put him at 2. I think I'd be okay with him just, going to the bathroom a couple more times than an average person. It's fine. It's fine. I'll just make sure to lock up the scissors. It's fine.
Only thing worse than him having so many issues that he almost got suspended from a Super Bowl is that he's a Cowboy. So I'm putting him at 9.
Oh. Damn. oh my God.
See, I'm nervous because I have 2, 3, and 5 filled in right now, and I'm very nervous to see who else is on this wheel. And me being
5,
very
7,
upset.
9. I have everything like in the middle right now.
There's an advertisement for Scott's own Fury 1. The crossover between Fury and F1 the movie. You got to listen to the full show on Apple, Spotify, wherever it is you get your podcast to hear what we're talking about.
Oh, bye, Zoo.
I removed the wrong person. My fault. I think I got to put Irvin at number 3 for me. I got to put Irvin at 3. Mostly because man, that would just annoy the shit out of me. Like, we see Irvin on TV, like, it's like, that's just a lot.
Listen, if Jerry could deal with it, I can deal with it.
White.
I don't know how I feel about that logic.
White, yeah. Jerry deals with a lot. Next up on the board, that number 9 spot's already gone for Zoo. Chase Claypool. Chase Claypool is on the board. Steelers receiver, super tall dude, big guy. There was opportunity. There was a lot.
ChatGPT said, "Oh."
There was a lot. But he just he couldn't catch on, and like so many Steelers receivers, just a head case. And would just freak out over little things. If he's not getting the ball, of course, it's a big deal. But when you throw him the ball, he drops it. So you get the athleticism and you get the potential of his size, but you're also getting, peak Steelers drama. Where do you put him?
No, I don't rank based off potential. I'm ranking based off production. So that alone, with somebody who's barely amassed 2,000 receiving yards in his career, he's going to 9 because I feel like there's going to be somebody worse.
Yeah, even on that peak rookie, he didn't cross 1,000. ChatGPT is being very savage with this one and is suggesting a number 8, and I'm actually going to rock with that. So yeah, we're going with 8.
Okay, I got him at 9. I got him at mine 9. So that feels like as much of a consensus as we can get. Chase Claypool down there. We still got some good names on the board, I think. I don't even remember as I put these out. Next up, we have.
Yeah, you.
Oh my gosh. One of the OGs, one of the faces of this, Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill. So we just had big news with Tyreek Hill. He's not going to race Olympian Noah Lyles. That's been a big thing for him. Tyreek Hill, one of the fastest receivers in NFL history, just a freak. You could not do anything with him, especially during his real rage time. His first season with the Dolphins, he was a near MVP contender. He's still badass. He might be losing a step, but you have one of the fastest, one of the strongest, Mighty Mouse kind of receivers. You also have Tyreek Hill. There's child drama, lots of children. Domestic abuse allegations. There's the police incidents that he keeps having. So you're getting peak NFL head case drama, but also peak athleticism. MVP level receiver here. Where does he go?
Yeah, I'm putting him at 6 right behind OBJ because it'd be great to have that production, but I don't think I have enough tickets to seat all his kids in the stadium, man. I don't know how much more I could take.
I think I got to put him at 2. I got to put him at 2 on here. Just you say you don't do off of potential. I think I'd be a great coach. I could get it out of him because again, this is for one season, and after this, whatever
it doesn't take a lot to get it out of him.
Look,
look at the kids.
Whatever Urban Meyer, I'll go full Urban Meyer at Florida. We'll oversee the murderers and the Cam Newtons, and we'll have our Tebow at the top just to keep everything cool. Give us our championship, and we'll move on.
You know what? I'm gonna play it safe. He has a lot of issues off the field. But it's never really affected his availability. For both teams, he has showed up and put up incredible numbers. I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to throw him at number 1.
Okay. Wow, we got our first number 1. Thank you, Fanfare. All right. I don't think that you can...
With my luck, I'm going to put him at number 2, and then number 1's going to end up somebody I don't even know, so...
It could be. We could be close to that. The namesake of this whole thing, the whole reason that this is happening right now is now up here. Stefon Diggs. Yeah. He is currently, where is he right now actually? Patriots? Yeah, he's with the New England Patriots.
Patriots, yeah.
He was rocking pretty well with the Texans before his injury, and before that he was had some really great years with the Bills. And yeah, that was it, right? That was it and the Vikings before that.
Yeah, before he led the last, I think the 3rd or 4th season was probably one of his better ones.
Stud receiver, true number 1, star. Only thing is, of course, you have some injury concerns. He's not the worst, but you have plenty of, you need to give me the ball, or I'm gonna, if you don't throw me the ball, Josh, I'm gonna freak out, and I'm gonna freak out hard on the sideline. I'm throwing my helmet, I'm yelling at O-linemen, I'm doing whatever, and then after that, I'm gonna go on a boat. I'm gonna party with some questionable models and with some questionable substances. And then we're going to be back, and it's going to be like nothing happened. Just throw me the ball.
Injury concerns are more recent, though, right?
That's more recent, yeah. So I don't think you have to worry about that too much. I wouldn't have to worry about that too much. I don't know if I'd put him at number 1, but my 2, 3, and my 4 are already taken. So I'm going to put him at 5 for me. I'm putting him at 5 because he is a great ability of a receiver. And now I'm kind of regretting a little bit of my blind ranking because I think I'd rather have him than Josh Gordon because I don't know when I'm going to lose Josh Gordon. I think I can keep Stephon Diggs through the year. I just need him to not request a trade every other game. If I can keep him happy, we might have something.
Yeah, looking at my rankings, I have Michael Irvin at 2, Josh Gordon at 3, OBJ at 5, Tyreek at 6, and then Chase in the basement where he belongs. I feel I still would want the other 4 before Stephon Diggs. So I'll put Stephon Diggs at 7 because there's no denying his talent. Like, he's a great wide receiver, but like when you deal like the guys ahead of him, they're not like locker room cancers, and like clearly just they've been told time and time again like nobody wants to be friends with him. I can't have that disrupting the culture of the locker room. Cocaine I can look past. The weed I can look past. Kids, I guess, I'll give them a pass.
Those definitely make you more fun in a locker room.
Right. But no, Stephon Diggs, I can't have you hurting the culture. Goodbye.
I got a bonus one that's not on here because this is receivers, but tight ends. Aaron Hernandez, does he go ahead of any of the people that you all have right now in terms of what he was able to give you?
No, because I'm in the camp that his production was only there because of Gronk was there, and one of them has to be open.
I really want to give Stephon 2, but I'm hesitating for some reason, so I'm going to go with 3 to be safe.
You still got you got the good spots left. 2 and 3 are good spots to hold on to.
What spots do you have left?
2, 4, 6, 10.
I have 1, 7, 8, and 10.
Okay, so I have 1, 4, 8, and 10.
Oh, you're right around. Okay. All right, so you have options, but this is the crunch time, folks. This is the crunch time. I don't know where your lists are, audience, but this is that crunch time here. So let's see what these final Fantastic Four are. And who do we have here? Oh, boy. We have the White Wonder himself.
Lad McConkey.
Riley Cooper.
Ooh.
So
God.
Riley Cooper.
I forgot he was even a person.
Riley Cooper was how do we describe a white wide receiver in
lunch pail guy. He went to Florida. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, lunch pail guy, gritty.
ChatGPT had to do an extended search to figure things out about him.
He's gritty. He was a super route technician for the Eagles. He was very irritating as a Washington fan, Redskins fan at the time.
Yeah, say less, 10.
Yeah, he was irritating as hell. And what's the final thing that we remember about him is he's at a concert, some country music concert, and he's screaming the N-word at somebody. And that was pretty much the end of the Riley Cooper experience.
Yeah, no, not on this show, on all days that is only second to Christmas, Juneteenth, he goes to 10. No, we can't. No, I don't even want him on the list. I don't even put him on the list.
You have him on a separate sheet of paper?
Yeah, he's his own. Yeah.
He's on his own.
Go steal another paper from your kid and just...
Yeah.
Yeah, not on Juneteenth. No, you're at number 10, Riley Cooper. You're at number 10.
Honey.
Honey.
It's Power Pine Sol, baby.
3 names on the board. 3 names left. Let's see where we land. The next receiver on the board here. Ooh, this is a strong one. the head case himself. Maybe not the, maybe not. T.O. Terrell Owens. Hall of Famer, and should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. I stick to that. But the reason, because this dude is a super talent, played across, had legacies at a bunch of different teams between the Cowboys, the Eagles, he started with the 49ers, correct?
Yeah.
And where else?
Buffalo.
I'm leaving off of.
I think Cincinnati was his last team.
Cincinnati with Ocho. Yeah.
3-time league leader in receiving touchdowns, 6-time Pro Bowler, 5-time first team All Pro, put up monstrous productivity with multiple teams.
Yep.
Played in Super Bowl 39.
Oh yeah. He played in the Super Bowl on a broken leg. Yep. Like he's everything. He's pretty much number 2 on all the records to Jerry Rice. He's like right up there. What's the reason he wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer? Head case. Absolutely. First reason that I've understood, the first time I ever heard as an NFL fan what a locker room cancer is, it's associated to T.O. and all the shit that he would stir at a locker room. And you get great moments like him talking about T.O. That's my quarterback. That's my quarterback, man. And
him doing crunches in the driveway with Drew Rosenhaus behind him.
Yeah.
Fucking leech.
Like it's insane. So you have a Hall of Famer, but you also have just somebody who could destroy your team.
The same reason I have Stephon Diggs at 7. Terrell Owens and Stephon Diggs on fucking steroids, both production on the field and just a head case off the field. So I'm going to put him at 8. I'm going to put him behind Stephon Diggs because I'm not dealing with that.
Wow.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, 6 is as low as I can put him.
Wow. See, this is the thing, like, peak athleticism, peak problematic. You just have to deal with them for a year. I got him at 1 just because of my last couple of spots of 7 and 8. I have to put the Hall of Famer there at 1 just to be safe because I don't know who's coming down the barrel. It's
now go. Tyreek killed me.
When I'm doing my solo shows, I don't get hit with the pause. It's a pure God complex that I have. Final 2. What are the numbers that you both have left here?
1 and 4.
Ooh.
2 and 4.
You have 2 and 4? Ooh, okay.
Yep.
All right. Next on the board, we have Titus Young. Yes, ChatGPT should have they should have a time with that. Most famously played with the Detroit Lions. He was a second-round pick, 44th overall in 2011 from Boise State. Did pretty great there. But he only played for the Detroit Lions for 2 seasons. Why did he only play with the Detroit Lions for 2 seasons? He was considered somebody who could be a potential Rookie of the Year candidate, but he was he had plenty of penalties. His personality changed dramatically through his rookie season. They said he got quieter. He was undisciplined, getting unsportsmanlike penalties. He sucker punched Louis Delmas one game.
Probably deserved it.
And he got benched for it the next game. And then after that, he was deliberately lining up in the wrong position during their Thanksgiving game. And from there on, he did not play another game for the Lions.
Diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 2013 and heard voices commanding him to commit crimes, possible CTE from repeated head trauma.
So that's your peak problematic. Your prime, your peak ability there with him is he's 5'11", 174. He seems scrappy.
I can't put him at 1. I have to put him at 4. I can't put him at 1. It's the only reason. I guess at that point, the only thing I would have done different on my list is I would have just moved everyone up and then would have had him at 8 and then everyone, OBJ, Tyreek, Stephon, and Terrell Owens up a slot. That's really the only thing I'm mad at right now.
I got him at a safe number 8.
Yeah.
Safe number 8 for everybody.
I'm very interested to know who our number 1s are now. Because I have ones open, and Reed also has his number 1 open.
Oh, no, my number 1 was taken by T.O.
That's right.
Only number I've got left is 7.
Oh. We lost Zoo.
I was going to say, is he frozen or is he just...
No, his power went out.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Well, you know what?
Should we keep on the screen? Should we keep on the screen?
Leave him exactly like that on the screen for the rest of the show. That's all. Damn it. Damn it.
No.
Oh.
God damn it. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Well, we got to finish it without him, unfortunately, unless we can get him back on there. So let's say Titus Young was his number one, since we didn't know. Just
he can't refute it.
He can't. Is he going to argue with us right now?
Hey, congrats, Titus Young. Here's who's number one.
The final name on the blind ranking, Scott. Antonio Brown. AB.
Oh.
Number 84. Arguably, at his peak, was being considered a Hall of Fame wide receiver, being considered as somebody who could be one of the best. He was with the Steelers, pretty much quiet for the most part, and just unstoppable. He was incredible with the Steelers, and incredible for Mike Tomlin. Very well behaved for the most part. He would have his moments, like on the sideline, like all Steelers receivers do, of getting mad if they don't get the ball. But, he was fucking balling. He was one of the killer bees out there for the Steelers. And then he got hit by Vontaze Burfict from the Cincinnati Bengals in a game, and I'm pretty sure that hit completely lodged CTE in his brain, because from there it was just trade demand, get me out, goes to the Raiders, freezes his foot, calls their GM Mike Mayock, calls him a cracker, and then gets off the team because freezing your foot doesn't get you traded. I'm going to... Cracker, send me to the Patriots. And boy, did he. He goes to the Patriots. Brady gives him a chance. Goes around. And where does he finish his career, Scott?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And how did he finish his career, Scott?
In 2 seasons, he started 7 games. And collectively, he only had 104 receptions and for a whopping 87 yards.
Jeez.
Oh, wait, no, I got that wrong. No, he had 87 receptions for about 1,000 yards.
Okay.
I was looking at the wrong thing.
All right.
So it would have been decent if you got that in 1 season.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up.
Nope, never mind.
There he is.
Oh,
there he is.
Up.
He's back.
Well, now...
Hey, Reggie, real quick. You had Titus Young at 1, right?
No, I had Tyreek Hill at 1. I have Titty at 4.
Oh.
So you put Titty at 4?
Yep.
Okay.
So what do you have left?
Who's my number 2?
Antonio Brown.
Nice.
So like we were saying, like peak athletic ability, he's a Hall of Famer. Like he could be one of the greatest of all time. At peak problematic ability, we might be at that right now. Like if it wasn't him literally running off of the field in his last game with Tampa Bay and taking his shirt off and retiring in the end zone, then it's him currently facing a charge of attempted murder, where after he was allegedly involved in a shooting at a celebrity boxing event, and he is currently live streaming about it from the Middle East because he's refusing to leave the Middle East. So, on top of baby mama drama, abuse allegations, CTE, ESPN, and all that shit that he does online, and all the terrible things he could say, and whatever about, Tom Brady's wife, can you live with it? Can you live with it for a season?
I kind of wish I put Stephon at 2 now to have him at 3.
If you had to redo it, where would you put, looking at the top 10 here and the names that you have on there, you had to redo, where would you put Antonio Brown? Because I feel like Antonio Brown is the face for this list.
Honestly, I would like Stephon Diggs at 2. Putting Odell at 3, and then dropping Antonio to 7. That would have made this pretty ideal.
Hold on, I can't think. I'm writing it all down again.
Is Riley Cooper still staying on the other list?
Oh, Riley Cooper.
He said, "Let me know if you want a graphic or caption for posting this list somewhere."
Yes.
Who said that? Yes.
See, it's just. So if I had to do it, I put AB at 7.
You'd have AB at 7. I have AB at 7.
I have
on my
one now
list.
because that's the only spot that I had. But if I had the whole list, I would have put him at like 7.
There we go. Well, folks at home, I want you to let us know who was your 1, who was your 10, where did all your blind rankings go? I think this is a good thought experiment. I'm excited to do this a little more as we get into the NFL season too, because I've got lists for backup quarterbacks. I've got lists for I don't have any other lists, but I will have those lists for you at some point, and we will get our blind rankings going.
Kickers that had the biggest heartbreaks in their franchises.
Oh, where's my guy? That just brings
Martin Gramatica pulling his ACL.
Hey, Papa!
That sounded so French. Oh, Papa.
Oh, this is my favorite time.
ACL.
Who was that Who was that Bears kicker? What was his name? That just did the double doink in the middle of a playoff game and sent the Eagles on their way and made me hate the Bears even more. Chicago.
It wasn't Kyra Santos, was it?
I don't think it was Santos. Whoever it was, he had to go on Good Morning America to try and tell people to stop giving him death threats. He was pleading with people. Yeah. Like, it was bad. That's a good list, Sue. That's a good...
Cody Parkey.
Oh, yeah, Cody Parkey. Oh, aye, Cody Parkey. Aye, Papa. Folks, what a show. It's great to have these two beautiful faces here. And of course, I say beautiful faces because you can go to the 323 Network and subscribe on YouTube and get a little more bonus content with a great game that you will fuck with. That's all I'll say. It's fuck-wittable from Zuhair Ali over there. And I come twice at the end. So it's an incredible time. Go check that out. Check these guys out everywhere. Zoo, how have you been doing? What's going on with you? Where can the people see you?
Only on Upright Exposures because I'm just knees deep in work right now. It's a busy time of the year, but there's a lot of cool content going out. So if you want to see just how gorgeous houses look in the Hampton Roads area and just, support a small business that needs its numbers to go up, follow Upright Exposures on Instagram.
Do it, folks. Go do it. Go do it. Go do it. Go do it. And then FSU up there, you getting excited for the college football season?
I am. We are about a month and a half away from college football. So, yeah, just starting to get ramped up. I've been kind of going through a lot of the post-spring game news and seeing how these rosters are shaking out now and just trying to – I'll probably start releasing my my very far-out predictions for the season here shortly on 323 College Game Day on the Instagram. So look out there for my official rankings.
There you go. These are the two best pals that you could ever have on the 323 Network on YouTube or at 323read, at 323reid on all social media, the Instagram page and TikTok. They're pumping out more stuff. Your Top 5 Tuesdays, your Would You Rather Wednesdays. They're fun stuff. So go check it all out. And, just follow. Have fun with us. These are, of course, the 323 OTA. So you may see all three of us next week. You might see all three of us in a few months. They're voluntary OTA. So you never know who's going to pop up around here. Travis Byram's supposed to come through at some point, and ChatGPT threw out a whole list of people for me to contact as contributors. So who knows who's popping down the pipeline here. So again, thank you all for being with us. Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe on YouTube. For the meantime, I'm Reed Murphy. This is 323. We will talk to you later, folks. Stay safe.
Pie de Cody Parkey. 43 yardas. El snap. Le mete el pie. Distancia, dirección. Le dio el poste. ¡No! ¡Falló! ¡Oh! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡Los Eagles se van con la victoria! ¡Ay, papá! ¡No, señor! No, señor. Chicago, Chicago.